Hello friends, welcome to Break Program again. How are you? Hope you all are doing good. So yes, in a previous video, we started with FMEA, which is a problem prioritization tool, and we had our conceptual understanding. And now we are going to take a small example so that we can really cement our understandings in how to utilize FMEA for prioritizing the problem. By the way, we are in a define phase, the very first step of define phase, that is diagnose the problem to work upon, right? So we started with the first tool, operational neural diagnostics, and then we entered or we moved to the next tool, we tried and understand FMEA. We have gone through the video for the same. Now let's take an example and try to further cement our understanding or further strengthen our understanding of how to use FMEA to prioritize the problems. So let's go to the next slide. Right. So this is a simple example. Customers orders furniture request delivery. A manufacturer's service team verifies furniture availability in a warehouse. Then manufacturer's service team communicates delivery information to carrier for scheduling delivery of furniture to the customer's location. Then carrier picks up the furniture at warehouse. Then carrier delivers furniture to customer location. And finally, customer signs off that delivery is complete. This is a simple example. You and me normally do order something online. Maybe one of us order a furniture online, and this is how the manufacturer can take certain steps and ensures that we receive the right furniture at right time at our place. So let's go through this particular small delivery process and try to see, can we prioritize certain problems through FMEA procedure. Right. So very first step is defining 1 to 10 rating scales of for severity, likelihood of occurrences, and likelihood of detection with the team. So imagine that you as a green belt sitting with the team and you had that discussion. Here they decided, the team decided that we'll follow the standard practice of FMEA. So standard ratings of FMEA they'll follow. So as I told you in a previous video that you can use the standard practices of defining the skills. So this is how, and this is what they have decided to do. So let's go to the next step. So next step, define the process. We will focus on post the detailed process map on the wall, list all the process steps. So we had the process steps, we already discussed about when customer ordered the furniture, from there till customer receives the furniture. So these are the steps which are highlighted over here. First column or second column, process steps: order the product. Step number 2, verify product location in warehouse. Step number 3, communicate to carrier. Step number 4, product picked up by the carrier. Step number 5, product delivered to the customers. And step number 6, customer sign off. These are the simple 6 steps. Then next thing what we do through FMEA is we identify the failure modes or problem area by each step. That is, in a given step, what may or what is going wrong, we need to find it out. So that's the next column, potential failure mode. So in first step, order product, the team told that a possible or probable problem would be delivery policy not known by the clerk. That is possible. In second process step of verify product location in warehouse system, that is a computer which they are using, a warehouse software, not finding the current location of the product. So they do have the product in a warehouse, but they are not able to find it out. So this problem might not occur every single day, but there is a possibility that this may happen, right? And that's why we say, what is the current problem, or what may go wrong, or what may be the problem, right? So this is another problem. Then product in stock but damaged. That is another possibility. So when when you are verifying product location in warehouse, you could locate the product, but you realize you saw that product is damaged. Product is there in a stock, but it's damaged. So this is how we'll just go through each step and ask the question, what is and what may probably go wrong, or what are the probable problems associated with the within given steps. So that's a column of potential failure mode, finding the potential failure mode. Let's go to next step. Identification of the ill effect of each failure on business and or on customer. So now let's take a first step, order product. With delivery policy not known by the clerk. If this is the failure mode, whether this is going to impact business process or client or both of them. If so, what are the possible failure effects? It may lead to penalty. Clerk don't know about delivery policies, and that is why it got some delays in delivering the product, and that's why it incurs some penalties because company somehow committed or promised to the client that they will receive it in 24 hours or 48 hours, and if will not, it they can discount 10% and 20% on the furniture price. So that discount for furniture company is a penalty, right? So that's possible. So next thing is, next step is verify product location in warehouse, and if system is unable to locate it, what is potential failure mode? Delay in delivery. If you're not able to locate it through system, you got to check it out every single department or shelf and every single location and check it out where that particular furniture is, if it is there. Then next day, the same state, another failure mode, product in stock but damaged. That's a scrap loss. That's a scrap. No customer will buy a damaged product, right? So that's a scrap. Likewise, you will keep on going and going through each and every step and each and every failure mode of each step and trying to come up with a possible or potential failure effect of the failure mode. That's the column of potential failure effect, which we highlighted over. Let's go to the next column. Next step. Determine the severity of failure mode on 1 to 10 scale based on ill effect caused by the given failure mode. Right. So based on ill effect caused by a given failure mode, we are going to rate each and every failure mode from 1 up to 10. 1 is low and 10 is highly severe. And if you could remember, in the very first step, we have decided, or this process has decided, that they will follow the standard FMEA practice of scaling. So based on that, they have rated each and every failure mode. So you could see in the highlighted column, they have rated each and every failure mode for a given failure effect. So 5, 7, you can see 7, 7, 7, 8. Likewise, in that column, highlighted column, you could see the severity rating given by the team. Let's go to the next step. List the potential cause of the failure. So what may probably caused this failure mode? Trying to find it out. So that's a column of the potential causes. So we just ask it to the team that, okay, if this is the particular failure mode is occurring for a given process step or within given process step, what could be probable causes for that? So you just list down those causes in the column of the potential causes. Here we have highlighted it. You can see it over here. So that's the process step number 6. Let's go to step number 7, is occurrences. Right? The way we have determined the severity rating, likewise we have to determine the OCC, that is occurrence rating, how frequently given failure mode do occur. So determine the frequency of occurrences of a given failure mode on a 1 to 10 scale. By the way, you can define the occurrences rating based on occurrences of given failure mode or the causes as well. Right? So please make a note of it. So here we are going to determine the frequency of occurrences of a given failure mode on a 1 to 10 scale. Again, 1 is low and 10 is high occurrences. So here they have defined or they have determined the ratings of occurrences. You could see it in a highlighted column. Once that is done, Now we are going to the next step. Next step is check whether process already have in place a failure monitoring and controlling mechanism that can fix even failure mode when it occurs. So now we have done with the severity, we found the probable causes, and of course, we also check the failure effect and occurrences. Now the very next thing is, okay, we could see that given given failure mode is severe and it is occurring quite frequently. Even the causes of a given failure mode is also occurring quite frequently. Now, do we have any current mechanism that can monitor and control that failure mode or that cause for that matter? Do you have any controlling mechanism that can curb, that can control the given failure mode? If yes, we'll just jot down those current control mechanisms. It might be training program, maybe here to say ABC analysis based product arrangement, warehouse SOPs are followed, then calling, and then contacts and vendor evaluations and all those steps are currently followed control mechanism to avoid the failure modes. So that's the column of current control. That's step number 8. Let's go to next column, next step. Next step is assess whether given failure mode is easily noticeable or detectable or difficult to notice or detect. Scale detectability on the rating of 1 to 10 scale. Scale 1 is easy to detect and 10 is difficult to detect. So based on current control for a given failure mode, we asked him to give the detectability ratings, where 1 is easy to detect and 10 is difficult to detect. So based on that, team has given the ratings. You could see the rating in a highlighted column. Now we got a rating for severity, we got a rating for occurrences, we also got a rating for detectability, right? So let's go to the next step. Next step is multiply the severity ratings with to the occurrence rating, to the detectability rating to obtain the risk priority number. So here you could see the multiplication of in a very first row of order product and delivery policy not known by Clark. Severity rating was 5, occurrences was 7, the rating of 7, and detectability was 5. By the way, when you're giving the occurrence rating of 7, that nowhere means only 7 times that given failure mode occurs. 7 means highly occurring. Right, so that's how these are the ratings. These are not the actual occurring. These are the ratings given of scale of the occurrence. So when you're multiplying severity rating of 5 with that of occurrence rating of 7 and with that of detectability rating of 5, you could see the RPN is 175. Likewise, for every failure mode of every process step, we're going to find out the RPN score. Risk priority number score. Now you could see in a very final column that you have those ratings or you have those RPN numbers, and there very clearly we could see the ratings of 280 and 384 given to damaged products. So in the step number 2, when you could say that product is in stock but damaged, has a RPN rating of 280, which is quite high. At the same time, in the step number 4, product picked up, there also we for the failure mode of product damage, we have the rating RPN rating of 384. So these 2 failure modes will be picked up by the team, and we will convert it into improvement projects. Means we'll just go ahead and try to find out why this particular failure mode is occurring, and then solutioning it, and then validating the improvement and all those steps, which we are going to see into next steps or next phases of DMAC methodology, right? So from here, with the help of FMEA, we found this failure modes. I guess here in this example, both things are the same thing, right? Product damage. Product damage is the failure mode which need to look into. Now the question is, how are we going to prioritize? Now you have the final list of RPN, final column of RPN. How we are going to select the most important or most significant problem, how we are going to prioritize it. The very simple answer to this is, take top 25%, take top 25% of the failure modes. So if you're having this, how many? You have one failure mode, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we had 11 failure modes. So top 25 failure modes to be roughly two or three failure modes maximum you can pick, right? So here the top two or top three failure modes will be considered for improvement projects. Right? So remember the thumb rule is top 25% failure modes or with the highest RPM values you can choose. So here 384, 280, and then you could see 224 as well, right? So another one here, you could say carrier late, you can choose this one. At the same time, message misunderstood is also another, no, sorry, yeah, message misunderstood is also another failure mode. So these 3 to 4 failure modes you will pick out of 11 failure modes based on their high RPM scores, and you will pick it for improvement projects. In this particular example, we have picked two failure modes, which is almost the same, product damage. So prioritize problem failure mode. You can see it at the bottom. High damaged products in stock is the failure mode which you will choose to curb it. So what would be possible project goal in case of this failure mode? To reduce number of damaged products in stock by 20% by October 2022. So here you got a failure mode or problem, and you also converted it into goal. And now you're going to go ahead and solve this particular problem by utilizing define, measure, analyze, improve, control, that is Six Sigma methodology. So that's about 1 to 10 steps. We have taken the example to elaborate how to utilize FMEA to prioritize failure modes or problems, based on high risk. Now we came to the next example, Lean Six Sigma success story example. We have seen it in biotechnology industries, and I guess in medical industries, now healthcare industries. And prior to that, we have seen it in a automobile industry. So Mackinson Corporation is the company that utilizes Lean Six Sigma successfully. So Mackeson's deep experience with complex back office, supply chain, and information technology in healthcare management projects has earned them recognition as an industry leader. So it's one of the industry leader in healthcare technology sector. By implementing Six Sigma discipline, company has achieved the outstanding results. What are different results they achieved? A, they have transformed business from function-oriented to process-oriented activities. Then achieved more than $100 million worth internal saving. That's a huge number. Proven method to identify and eliminating profit leaks. So they found profit leaks and try to reduce those gaps and try to eliminate or fix those leaks so that they can enhance the profits there. Next, improved customer experience and service capabilities. And finally, gained a competitive and a cost advantage. So I kept on telling you, whether it's a Six Sigma analytics or lean transformation or process optimization, all these things will help you get competitive edge, will help companies get competitive edge, and that is why companies need the expert like you into these problem solving expertise, and that's why we are here. So that's about FMEA, right? So we have completed the very first step in define phase. Congratulations to every one of us. We have diagnosed the problem with the help of operational lever diagnostics and FMEA. Now we got a problem. The very next thing is we have to quantify the problem and set the improvement goal. And that's where we are going to use the tool called project charter. After that, we're also going to check where the given problem is located in a process, by using high level process map. So these are two things which we're going to look into in upcoming video, so that we'll remember this is what we are going to cover. So I guess on that particular note, test time or question time, right? So define scale of severity, occurrence, and detection in FMEA. Here we have two options. Severity, 1 is low, 10 is high. Occurrence, 1 is low and 10 is high. Detection, easy to detect, 10, difficult to detect, 1. This is first option. Second option to define the scale. For severity, 1 is low, 10 is high. Same with occurrence, 1 is low and 10 is high. Detection, easy to detect is 1 and difficult to detect is 10. So what are the scales we are using or utilizing to define severity, occurrences, and detection in FMEA? The answer is severity 1 is low, 10 is high. Occurrence 1 is low and 10 is high. But detection, that is having a monitoring and controlling system, to curb a given failure mode. If it is easy to detect, if that failure mode is easy to detect, we'll rate it by 1, and if it is difficult to detect, we'll rate it by 10, right? So this is how we're going to do it. By the way, when it is easy to detect, it means you already have a system, so that's not the thing to worry about. But difficult to detect means you don't have the system. You want to have the system that can detect these failure modes. So the answer, let me repeat the question and answer again. Define the scale of severity, occurrence, and detection FMEA. Scale for severity is 1 is low, 10 is high. Occurrence 1 is low, 10 is high. But detection, easy to detect is 1 and difficult to detect is 10. So all those failure modes which are having a higher RPN value, in other words, it means they are highly severe, occurrence or frequency of occurrence is quite high, and those are difficult to detect. And that is why we have chosen those failure modes or problems to work upon. On that note, let's go to the next slide. So this is where we have done with our current video. I hope you are enjoying this video. A video series, I would say. I have a small request to you all. If you're really finding our efforts valuable to you, please help us reach out to your friends. Let your friends, your families, your relatives, and everyone know that we are coming up with this Breath of Each program, which will be valuable to every one of you. So on that note, Uttishta Bharata, Ma Bharati shall rise again in a full glory. Before we end, let us do this. We deeply appreciate following technology companies for their technological support. As I mentioned, as I told you, these are not our sponsor companies, but without technological support of these companies, we wouldn't be easily reaching out to you. So we are really thankful towards all these companies. Without them, it was very difficult or impossible for us to make or create this Breath of Its program for you. So let's thank these companies. So that's it from my end. Let's meet up in next video.